Good morning, Guam. Welcome back to another segment of Fit AF. I'm Julius Santos. I'm with Fred Mendiola. We were here last week at Boat Basin. Conditions were beautiful, however treacherous, at least for myself. Fred's been surfing every day since then. But today it's about 2 to 3 foot. We're at right side. Left side's looking really nice. It's like Fred was saying earlier, it's like a miniature version of how it was last week. But today, right side is rideable. It'll be a lot better for the angle and for the viewing, I guess, for all of you viewers out there. And really, that's just an elaborate way of saying it's not too crazy for me to go out and not drown. So I'm going to go out, have some fun. Fred, tell us how it was. He's been out here since about 6:30 this morning. Oh, there's a nice set that just came in. All right, why don't you go ahead and give us an idea of what we can expect when we get out here today at right side.
Okay. Well, it's about 2 to 3 foot. The winds are little bit side, cross shore. And there's some current still right here, right behind us. It's a strong enough current where if you don't have experience, you don't want to mess with it. And also, it is high tide right now, but this spot that Jules and I are going to go out to, right side, Boat Basin, it's notoriously shallow. So even at high tide, you can still definitely lose some flesh on the reef here, leave some skin behind. But left side is really nice, but we're going to have our own private session here with only a couple of us because it's pretty crowded on the left side, and we're just going to stick to this side, right, Jules?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that'll allow us to have more opportunities to catch some waves. It looks like there may be 1 or 2 other guys that are coming out. So Fred's going to run us through a quick kind of stretching, kind of what he does with his surfing class. He doesn't just bring you out here not knowing what to do. He kind of guides you through it. And then, of course, stretching is always important before you go out. All right, so I will hand should I just hold on to the mic? Go ahead. I'll hold on to the mic. Why don't you show us what we're going to be doing here?
Okay. So with all the paddling and everything, we're going to want to stretch our upper body, and then also we're going to also use our legs to get out and also to maneuver on the wave and gain control. So we'll start with our upper body. Get our neck and shoulders nice and loose. You don't want to have any tightness at all. Grab your elbow, get your triceps stretched out. Then get your wrists upwards.
I was doing something like jiu-jitsu something, submission. Oh yeah, we're gonna the Vanderlei Silva.
My favorites. This one's good because when you're paddling both the surf and a bodyboard, you're gonna have to have looseness with your paddle stroke, or else you're gonna cramp up and you're not gonna be as efficient. Okay, then.
All right.
We'll crossover, reach down.
Crossover, reach down, and try not to crack my head on the rocks.
Switch over. Nice.
Very nice.
Pull our ankle up.
Yeah, I'll help you stabilize there.
Thank you.
He's like a crane. He's like Daniel-san.
That's the
Crane
quad
stretch.
stretch.
Right, yeah. Other
Actually,
side.
just to get the quads.
Yeah. Trying to stabilize Fred here. We'll switch up really quick.
And then, yep, there you go. Get a good stretch right in the front here. There too. You don't want to be cramping, by the way, when you're out in the surf. Cramping just causes a whole world of problems.
Yeah, especially if it gets hectic out there. You get caught in the inside. The inside, by meaning where all the waves are crashing and you're cramping, and it's just not a good place to be in the world.
Yep. And then we're gonna rotate warm up the kneecap, the knees, knee guards. Yep. Yep. And then the ankles and toes.
Dorsiflexion. Oh, even the toes. Yeah, this is true, actually. That's one of the most frequent cramps that I get.
Right?
Yeah, that I used to get would be the toe cramps.
Yeah, this is a common area to cramp up if you're bodyboarding. Any number of fins, any brand of bodyboard fins you use, you'll probably cramp up if you've been out long enough and you're not hydrated properly.
And if you're wondering why I was wearing these nifty socks that Jason was zooming in on, they're kind of like a padding for the fins, because in the fins you tend to rub in the back and right around here in the ankle in the front, so these fins kind of help to protect that. And then depending on what kind of fin you use, when I was surfing, I wore Vipers, and I used to get, blisters up here in the top of my toes. So they go a long way. Just a little bit of neoprene around the feet.
So the last thing, now that we're stretched out, we're going to enter the water right here. We're going to paddle towards this red pole in the background. This channel marker signifies where the reef ends and the channel begins. We want to paddle along the channel on our way to either of the two surf spots along the channel there. And we don't want to cut across in front of the surfers and bodyboarders, because that'll get you ejected out of the lineup really fast. So that's one of the rules of surfing. It's similar to traffic rules. You don't just go down Marine Drive, forget your cell phone at like Touré Cafe, and then just spin around on the same lane and go up the same street. You got to go down the road, make a U-turn and a legal U-turn, and then come back on the other side of the highway. Same with surfing. You don't just spin around and just head back to where you came from and get run over or yelled at by some of the older surfers, experienced surfers.
So a lot of that has to do with etiquette, but then that etiquette also has to do with safety, particularly if you're trying to paddle in front of stand-up surfers and they take off in a set and you're paddling up. Right there at the bottom of the surfboard, you see these babies right here? Imagine these things moving, you know, like 20, 25 miles an hour, something like that. It's not going to feel good. It can actually slice into your skin. And you know, you definitely don't want to get hit in the face with one of these right here. It's soft, you know, but when it's coming at you again with a grown man standing on top of it with all that weight behind it. So there's a lot of safety issues involved. Of course, if you don't know how to swim, then don't even think about surfing, right? You want to be a strong swimmer before you do that. And it's a great way to stay in shape. It's a great fitness activity. It's a great way to test your fitness levels if you like to work out in the gym and you love to swim. It's a great sport to take up. Nobody can actually teach you how to surf. We can guide you, we can give you tips, but it's really all about getting in the water and doing it yourself, yeah?
Yep, just like anything else, repetition is key.
So I guess we're going to go ahead and do this. I'll hand the microphone over to Jason.
All right, thanks, Julius and Fred. Hey, everybody, half a day on a gorgeous, slightly overcast morning. We were actually kind of worried as the boys get ready. See that way off there? Off there yonder in the horizon, we thought that there might be some rain coming in. And when you're carrying about $2,500 worth of electrical equipment and you're surrounded by water, that makes us kind of nervous. But good thing that Fred, if you watched our live stream last week of Fit AF, Fred was actually demonstrating proper safety techniques. Really good that he was mentioning the ethics and the community that's in the surfing community. Of course, he's waxing down his board right now, just so it won't slide underneath him. And we got some gear tips, and we're going to show you as these guys go out for... Jules, how many sets you think you're going to do?
Try to at least catch about four waves. The consistency's been pretty good. So yeah, I'd really love to catch like 4 or 5. Come in, sign out, and then maybe go in and catch a few more.
How high do you think the waves are today?
He says 2 to 3 foot, so what that usually means is that's the back of the wave, and so the front of the wave or the face of the wave would be twice that, so it's about 4 to 6 feet in the front of the wave, so just overhead, depending.
All right. So you're learning about physics here on the show. Fit AF and Physics AF. Okay, so we are going to take you out. We're not going in the water. So Fred is actually going barefoot, as you might notice. Julius has got the flippers on. So Julius is doing his best Aquaman impersonation right now. And again, if you're just watching the live stream or you're swiping through your Facebook or YouTube timeline and you suddenly saw this and you turned the audio on, the waves are about 4 to 6 feet. And the guys are going to go hit the water. The depth of this water here in the Hagatna channel, I would say it's about probably like 6 to 7 feet as they get out. As Fred actually hits the surf right now. And you can see just the intensity of the wave just carried him immediately off to the west. Look at that. He's only been in the water for about 6 seconds and he's already 50 feet away. I was talking with Fred before we started the live stream, and he said because he is a coach for surfing, and he's available for lessons if you guys were wondering on how to surf correctly. One of the biggest things he does is he always emphasizes the fact that if you grew up on Guam, you may have been here for 20, 30, 40 years, and some people who didn't grow up here, you know, some mainlanders or people from Asia, they ask us, oh, you grew up on Guam, you've mastered the waves. And he goes, no, the one thing that you have to know is if you grew up here, you respect the ocean. You will never master the waves, because at one moment you think you're better than the ocean will take over, and the ocean could actually be very, very dangerous. And that's the one thing that the guys last week and then this week both highly emphasized is, you know, there's a sense of community with the other surfers, but there's also immense respect for Mother Nature and what she's capable of. So Asha's here too, everybody, and Asha actually just dashed away for a couple minutes to try and find an umbrella in the case that we had a downpour, but fortunately not. So Asha, how you doing?
So I ran for nothing, and I'm sweating like crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get a shot of...
I don't want to be on camera, Chase, that I'm
Okay.
sweaty.
As far as what our gear is, as the guys continue to head out, this is what we had to go out. So here at KUM Digital, our rule is whatever it takes to get the shot.
Whatever it takes.
And yeah, so...
Yeah, maybe I should be holding that though, so here you go. So
Okay.
it doesn't fall.
Okay, so the guys are now about, I want to say maybe about 50 or 60 feet offshore. So we'll give you a tight shot of those guys. And again, what Fred was emphasizing is, you know, you go out there, even if you've never met the other surfers, there's immediate respect and there's an ethics involved. And if other surfers are trying to catch their set, they're trying to take the wave, you respect them, you let them go first. Just like, as Fred was saying, a very perfect analogy. It's based on traffic. So you don't immediately jump on a wave that someone's already on. Over here on the, more to the west of us, the waves are really kicking up there, and you've got, I'm counting about maybe 7 or 8 surfers. And there goes Fred. This is why he's the man, everybody. Lotus Surf Shop in the house. So Fred and Julius have full-on surfboards. The other two guys, as Julius waits for his wave, they are on bodyboards. So they're, or I'm sorry, the guy on the right, that's Julius. Oops. That's Julius right there, where I'm pointing to, and then that's another guy. As Fred, our instructor on this episode of Fit AF, is coming in right there. And then he's got the other guy's friend. So they've got some waves to themselves. As it looks like there's a couple of, there's one tour operator and one, looks like might be a fishing boat, are coming in from the Hagatna channel here at Hagatna Boat Basin on a beautiful day. Thank you as always for streaming Fit AF and all of our Facebook live streams as we come to you each and every day on various parts of the island at 9 a.m. sharp. Okay, and Fred is going to try and catch this baby now. Hey, there's a big scuba tours boat. And while the guys get ready for their set, as, oh, here he goes. That's one of the other new friends we just made. Nice carve. Oh, and there's Julius on his paddleboard. Very cool. Julius is actually a very experienced surfer. And he took lessons from Fred. He and Fred go back a ways. So, hafa day to all of you joining us right now as, oh, that's a beautiful run. Okay, we've got an interesting comment right now from Dr. Burachi Mori saying there's supposed to be a school of dolphins headed. Oh, that would be great. And Davy Ching is saying, watch out for the sea urchins. Yes, yes, indeed. Thanks for that tip. You know, the water here as you head out to the in the channel part can get quite deep. But yeah, I mean, this is still an area that's teeming with all sorts of marine life. And as you can see by all the boats that are going on, this is an active, because this is the Hagatna Boat Basin, this is an active commercial area. And we actually tried to do this last week. If you watched Fit AF last Friday morning or Thursday afternoon, if you're one of our friends joining us in the mainland. So we got some friends from California streaming right now. Hafa, thanks for joining us. Hey, send us a shout out. Put in the comments where you guys are streaming us from, because we'd love to see you guys. We want to know where our audience is coming from. Wish you guys were here to catch the waves with us. But we tried to do this last week, but of course, you know, there was that typhoon that was heading way north of Guam to the west-northwest. But we got the brunt of that as far as the waves, and our friends at the National Weather Service were saying that the waves were just too dangerous. And while we wanted to go out and surf because the waves were really, really kicking, you know, we want to be responsible and we didn't want to be hypocrites because we're telling everybody to stay out of the water. So Fred gave us safety tips last week, gave us some fitness and calisthenic advice about how you should stretch if you surf. Kind of a more extended version of what he did at the beginning of this live stream. And then today, we are actually taking you out to catch some waves. We've still got really good swells here. If you're not from Guam or you didn't go up here and you're wondering how the waves react here, it's because of our big reef. You know, the waves won't get as high as maybe as we'd see in Australia or Hawaii or Fiji or some of the other places that are very, very popular to surf. So the reef has a tendency to like really slow down the intensity of the waves. But, you know, on certain days, if we get, like if it's very, very windy, as I was just saying, you know, we will get some good waves. And of course, we are on the western side of the island in the capital of Hagatna. But there's also very good bodyboarding, very good surfing on the eastern side of the island down at Talafofo Bay. Okay, and it looks like the guys are trying to paddle right now. They're trying to catch this one. Oops. Yeah, so that was Fred there. He tried to get that one, but it just kind of like gave out on him. So again, it's all about timing. And if you believe in the spiritual or maybe the more philosophical aspects of surfing, if you guys watched the original 1993 movie Point Break, and we've talked about this a lot on our Real Talk podcast on Tuesdays on the KUM Podcast Network, you know, kind of the spiritual side of it is you don't catch the wave catches you. Once your set comes up, you know it's yours. Mother Nature just gives you these gifts, and all you have to do is just react to it. So. Yep. Fred couldn't exactly get that one. But you see the waves are really starting to come in now. And oh, there's Jules. Oh, nice. All right, Julius. I don't even think he can hear me. He's in the middle of the pipeline there. Good wave. This is a treat for me too, because I've been doing sports coverage at KUM for about 2 decades. I've never done surfing. So another bucket list item I can cross off. Okay, so here's all of our friends joining right now. Hafa from Mesa, Arizona. Hello to Ivory Untalan. Hello, Ivory. Hafa, thanks for watching us. Hey, a buddy of mine, Arnold Manayig. He's probably at the Micronesia Mall already. Or he might be on the air, so Hafa, Arnold. Okinawa is joining. Okay, Okinawa, I know they've got some really good surfing there. And Ivory's also saying, okay, Ivory, thank you for that emoji, the flexing the muscles. There you go. Oh, okay. Wave upon wave. There's a double up one. Yeah, lots of people watching on a fantastic Friday. It's payday for some people. Okay, Ivory said she grew up on Guam and wants to come home. Hey, you know Guam always calls you back. Guam will always be home. You're welcome back anytime. Once a chamarita, always a chamarita. Ooh, wipeouts. And that is why you have your leash, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we got our first wipeout of the morning. Oh, there you go. There's our nice friend. Man, we got to interview that guy. Okay. Oh, there's Julius. Okay, if you guys have never tried surfing like this, it's the greatest feeling in the world. It's accomplishment. It's liberating. You feel at one with nature, and you respect nature. Hey, Jules! All right. Hey, that's our guy. Okay, the water seems to be calming down just a little bit. So let's take you back to our home base here. And we're going to go ahead and wrap up. Man, what a wonderful way to start the morning right here in the heart of Hagatna. We thought it was going to rain, but it's a beautiful morning right here. Now remember, take the lessons that we gave you at the beginning of this edition of Fit AF. Make sure that you check the weather reports, listen to the NWS, get your go on the internet, find out what the conditions are going to be, because even though it might be tempting to catch really, really big waves, it is incredibly difficult here. But there's a big surfing community. It's all one family. There's no chippiness. Everybody's super nice and super cool. You make new friends, learn to do things the right way, stretch out properly, get your fitness in, and surf the right way. Enjoy this amazing sport. We're going to sign off for right now, but we'll give you a shot of the guys as they catch more waves right here from the Hagatna Boat Basin. This is Fit AF. Thanks for starting your day the KUAM way. We'll see you next time, everybody.